Hope you've been well. Consoh Kijo here. So for this, joining me today for the first time, my name is Consoh Kijo. I'm originally from Kenya, proud Kenyan. Yesterday was Jamhuri Day, so happy Jamhuri Day to all Kenyans around the globe. Now, my name is Consoh Kijo, like I said, and this is your first time here. Welcome. This page, this YouTube channel, it's also a page on Facebook going by the same name, Inspire YG. YG basically just means young generation. So I started this page, like I said, 2 years ago, with an intent to be able to share my journey as an international student. I moved to Australia 7 years ago as an international student, and that has been a journey. And it has been a journey that has opened a lot of opportunity for me. This is just my way of paying it forward. So, and what I do is I share a couple of the things that I've gone through as an international student, but also some of the things that I've gone through within Australia, just coming from a completely different culture to the Australian culture. So to be able to just maneuver and just, just everything that I've learned, that's what I share on this page. So welcome. Feel free to leave a comment as well. And I will encourage you to like, share, and subscribe for more to come. So I'm growing this page, as well as I'm growing, in life. So looking forward to big things in the near future. So today I thought I'd jump on here and talk about. I don't know whether I'm hoping that, just like I had a good interaction with a lot of people that I had never met before on my video, the video that I've done in the past on NATI exam, which is a translation exam that people do because of different reasons here in Australia. But today I'm not talking about the NATI. If you want to find out more information about that, there's a link. There's a video on that on my page as well. It's just how I did my NATI exam. Today I'm going to talk about trying to get a police check, Kenyan police check while in Australia, which is something that I went through last week. So it's very fresh in my mind. And I know I share about my journey as an international student, but this is also something that I just feel like if you're a Kenyan and you're in Australia, you might find yourself requiring this, if not now, somewhere in the future. Now, so police check in Kenya, I think I didn't know it as police check. I knew it as good conduct. So I think most people call it police check, but other people call it, what the government calls it in Kenya is good conduct. So if there's so many reasons why you would require good conduct, and in fact here in Australia, you could get a job and the employer might require the police check. Now normally they would do it themselves, but if it is linked with immigration, like let's say you want an employer to, you want an employer sponsorship, or just anything to do with staying in Australia post study, most visas will require you to produce the good conduct or police check of the countries you've lived in for the past 12 months. Now, what I discovered, first and foremost, it was a shock for me. Of all the things that I need to know, I did not know this. And this is what I say. I share my journey because I feel like not everybody was privileged to come to Australia, not just from Kenya, but from any other country. It could be in Africa or whatever other continent. But most people, if you come alone, if you didn't have like family members or existing family friends within Australia, You are like a pioneer, so your problems are like for myself, I think I say that I jumped on deep end by coming here by myself without having prior knowledge about a lot of things. That doesn't mean that I don't do my due diligence and I don't do research, but some things you will not always be aware of. Sorry, some things you have to find yourself there to be able to learn. Now, that's where flexibility comes in and being able to be adaptable, to be able to know that you cannot always have all the answers. And no matter how good you are of a planner, I like plan ahead. I have plans for 2025 as we speak. I plan ahead, but no matter how good you are at planning ahead or projecting your goals or your dreams or even trying to solve future problems, there's some things that will still find you off guard. And those are the things that I'm saying that you might require a lot of patience, but also with yourself, patience with yourself to know that you're not always going to know everything, but also being adaptable and flexible to be able to learn, okay, I didn't know this, I've learned it, what can I do moving forward? So when I learned about that I actually needed the police check, and I thought, oh yeah, I have an Australian police check, only to find out they actually required in good conduct, Kenyan good conduct. Now I went online. I really cannot remember what I saw. I don't remember whether you have to renew the Kenyan good conduct annually. I think it's annually if I'm not wrong. And if not, it's 3 years. I really cannot remember. Maybe that's some information that we might do a bit of research after this. But I took the last time I had the good conduct was 7 years ago when I was coming to Australia. So obviously mine is expired. That means I need to take another one. Now, this was my situation. I've never had of this before. I didn't know that I will ever require to have a good conduct as long as I'm not in Kenya. Two, I didn't know where to go to be able to do that. Three, I didn't know what was required. Now, I was lucky enough that I was in Kenya last year and I did open an e-citizen account, because when I first came here in 2013, I had never heard of e-citizen. I actually think it's a pretty new thing. Must have started after I came here. It could have been 2014, 15, I don't know. I can't remember. But I know that I was lucky enough to have had an account. So I jumped onto my account, and these are some of the things that I feel will help someone who is probably going to find themselves in that situation. If you've been to Kenya, you can have the Kenyan SIM card. So I still have my Safaricom SIM card. I still use you can still use my M-Pesa and everything like that. You're not going to be able to call people with your Kenyan number, but you can still use things like M-Pesa or anything like that. So I literally went on my e-citizen and account, and I applied for it and I paid for it. Now, the interesting thing is, when I rang, because I had to ring, I rang the Kenyan High Commission in Canberra. Now, the Kenyan High Commission office is not in Sydney, where I am. From here to Canberra, Canberra is another state. So it's a place I need to travel, and it's not close. So that was another thing. I was like, what? So I rang them just to find out how it works and what I should do. And I spoke to this lady, and I was in shock. Because she just tells me, okay, look, this is what you need to do. You don't need to come to Canberra. You need to go to the nearest police station, and they need to get your fingerprints. Then you need to send those fingerprints to us through DHL, and they need to reach us by Friday. So I was ringing her on Wednesday, and she's telling me, you need to go to the police station, get the fingerprints, send them to us. They should reach us by Friday. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to send them to Kenya because the offices will close for Christmas. And still, she proceeded to tell me that the whole process might take 3 months before I can get the police check, the good conduct. And I'm thinking, I need it urgently. So, this is some of the things you'll find yourself in. And I'm still looking to see what else I can do or what else can be done. Now, I did go to a police station. The other thing to consider was I went to 2 police stations before I could get any help. Because mind you, in Australia, a lot of police stations have stopped using the ink fingerprints. So they do the digital. In Kenya, they're requiring the ink ones. So I was moving from one police station to another. And this story is funny because I was there so early in the morning, and this police officer said, "Ma'am, we are sorry, we no longer use the ink fingerprints. Go to this particular police station." So after after I got to the other police station, there was a police officer who had seen me in the other police station. So he's at the door, I'm walking in, and he said, "Did I just see you in the other police station?" Now I'm feeling like, oh, I'm not a criminal. But it was just interesting. The other thing is the police officers will. I was lucky that that station, they actually still have the ink fingerprints. They don't use it. Apparently, they haven't used it in a while. They always use them, or they often use the digital ones. But what he told me is they don't give fingerprints to civilians. So I need to have the address to where I need them to be sent. This is where now I'm still figuring out. I'll probably do another video of what will transpire after this. But I had the idea of sending them myself direct to Huduma Center in Kenya, as opposed to sending them to the embassy in Canberra, not knowing whether they will be sent to Kenya. And honestly, I haven't had I haven't had any interaction with the Kenyan High Commission. No, I mean Australian, Kenyan High Commission in Australia. But I know I've had a couple of my friends had a lot of struggles to get their new digital passport, and I'll do another video on the digital passport. But it's almost a nightmare to be able to get that. But I still wonder why things like Huduma, what was it called? That was it Huduma number, or I don't remember. There's something that we were made. It was like a bushfire. Like it was so urgent. Until today, I don't know what was that number for. But things like those that are irrelevant to me as a Kenyan in Australia, they're made to. They just work so efficiently or effectively. But then the things that are important to me, like a visa, like a passport, Kenyan passport, or like a good conduct, then I have to wait for 60, 90 days. Make it make sense. Anyway, I am now sounding like I'm ranting, but this was my situation and this was my experience trying to get a Kenyan good conduct in Australia, which it's even worse now for myself because of COVID. Australia has closed its borders. If I leave the country, I cannot come back. And also there's that whole thing of quarantine. So it's not even a safe time to travel. Like to get to Kenya, it's 2 flights. It's so expensive at the moment as well because there are limited flights going that direction. So going to Kenya to get the good conduct is not a solution. And the only solution that I'm having, it's not good enough. So it's things like this, and I really wish like we would have people within those offices that would really understand some of the issues that their citizens go through. But well, like I said, I'm waiting to see how my situation will unfold, and when I do succeed, because not if, when I do succeed, because I will, I don't stop and I don't believe in failing. I try until I find a solution that will work. When I succeed, when I hold my good conduct with my hand, I'll do another video and then I'll share how that went. Okay, so let me stop this video here before it goes on and on and on. But thank you so much for tuning in. If you know anybody struggling with applying for a police check, or who knows they're going to need to apply for, let's say, something like a work visa or a permanent visa in Australia, just tell them that they are going to need to be sorting out their police good conduct, a Kenyan good conduct. And if they've been to another country other than Australia and Kenya for the past 12 months, they will also need to get a police check from that country as well. So you might end up needing even more than 2 police checks to be able to move forward. Okay, so if you haven't had any experiences trying to apply for a good conduct as a Kenyan in Australia, let me know in the comment section. It will be lovely, and it's nice that we can learn from each other and help each other, because You know, we can live anywhere in the world, to be honest. If you get that opportunity, I think it's nice if we can always support each other in that way. Okay, so with that, have a good one, and I hope we'll catch up. We'll see each other before Christmas. Okay, God bless you. Bye.